Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Aaron. Aaron, I dropped a comment on your video earlier. Drop me an email, bud, and I'll send you something for your mug collection. How you doing? Right. So I can't see. Six people. So not sure how long I'm going to be here. I've been meaning to do this draw for ages and ages and ages, and I don't think Aaron's in it. I haven't seen his name in the list, and my internet's not great in here. I am cabled, but as you can probably see behind me, we're sort of getting on with and making progress. So this tank here is a blackwater that I set up over the weekend with my grandson. So we have got a couple of fish in there, but hi Rainer. It's not a new camera. It's just my Samsung. It's just my Samsung. Um, I've got I don't want to show that. Hi Cecil. Let's turn it off. Yeah, it is Craig. It's so it's only a small one. I wrote down a load of names. I don't know who I missed. Some of them were thick and fast, and I wrote down as many as I could remember, and I put them into a wheel. So I'm gonna spin the camera and do a wheel, and if anyone wants to stay a bit longer than that, I'll do a bit of a tour of what we've changed and stuff. Although there is vlogs sort of coming out to do that. But let's change this camera. So what I need to know first of all is that in normal mode? Can you guys read that at all? So this is the list of names. I'm seeing it backwards, but I'm not sure if you guys can see it forwards. So I have asked it to mirror my camera, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it has. So this one's a little bit weird. When you shuffle, it shuffles the list of names. But let's hi Paul. Let's give it a spin, and let's see who wins, and we'll make contact and come on then, Don Roach. So I know Don. Don's the winner of the prize. So I've got his details. I'll drop him a message and let him know. It is Don Roach, but I wasn't sure if it would be backwards because I flipped the camera. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can quickly change that. So there's your winner, guys. I need to save that. There's your winner, which is Don. And then I think if I flip the camera, then I become backwards. Yeah. So I think when you flip the camera, it how to get into settings again now. I've done it on this because I was going to do it on my laptop, and I decided to actually come in here and do it. So now with a mirror camera, that's right. So that's correct. To my right shoulder, it is what's behind me. But congratulations, Don. I'll drop you a message. Lucky for me, Don's in the UK, so I'll give him. I'll drop him a message and sort his prize out. I don't. He watches YouTube. He doesn't do any channels and stuff. So I'll. I don't know how much of a walk around I can give you guys, but I am gonna take this out of the So this will be backwards again if I flip the camera. But let's get a couple of these tripods out of the way. So I built a little black water tank. So it's not that size, it's that size. So it's the 20 gallon. Just got some cardinals in at the moment, but I've done a video on that. Let me move some of these tripods out of the way, and I'll flip the camera again, and we'll just go over. So this is going to be backwards now. So I need to go back into settings, change video, turn off mirror. Right, okay, that's right. So I can't go, I'm cabled, so I can't go too far down. So I'll start this end. Isopods are still there. I've still got a couple of tubs up here, but they'll be going soon, and that'll sort of free that space up for me. I've got one of the frog tanks up there and one down there, so I'm going to rebuild this rack, and I'm probably going to build it so that I can drop two onto the middle shelf. At the moment I've got a 45-litre tank on the bottom, and that's acting as a storage for the misting systems, as water storage. I ended up putting the last few PRL I had in here, and if any of you have been watching my videos, I give this little bit of a glass of clean here from the inside, got all watermarks, and caught one of the frogs absolutely staring at what he thought was lunch. That rack's going to stay the same for now, but again, I think I'm going to, I'm just going to cover the siding with sheeting. So I'm going to cover this siding with sheeting. Now I do have another 45 down there, and I've thrown the soiling that came out of it, some of the soiling that came out of it when I moved it. So that is a cycled tank. I need to put a bit of greenery in there and tidy the soil up. I also have a 30-litre there that I could do something with. Now it might be that the 30 ends up over here, and that's my water storage, and I could potentially reuse this bottom tank. I didn't want to go low, but I'm running out of room. All the galaxies are moved over, so I've got three galaxy tanks actually. So I've got that galaxy tank, and some reds up there. Bloodshots are over here. Nothing's really changed on the big rack, although I am thinking of consolidating my mixed tank and making some space. 4 neo tanks now down the bottom on the new rack, and I do want to change this one. So it's still going to be a neo tank. I just want to strip everything out, redo it, because all the soil's leached forward, and I'm going to take the soil out completely. And then on here, so at the moment I've set this black water up, and it was a cycled filter, but it still gives me an ammonia spike, but the pH is 5.5 on it, 5.4, 5.5. So the ammonia is not massively toxic. I am dosing daily on it with stability and prime, just to sort of, there's a dozen cardinals hiding up the back, but I've got some plans for that if I can find the fish that I want for it. And I've currently strapped a bit of dragonstone to the wood, because although it was soaked for a couple of weeks, it was still buoyant. So the wood's going to end up changing as well. I'm not reading any comments, guys, so apologies if I've missed anybody. Can't see the screen and chat. I don't think you will see the chat unless I drop it up on here, just because of how I'm doing it. So I was going to, I had planned on doing it from my laptop, from the PC, but I ended up not doing that. So long-term plans then is over on that middle and top shelf, I'm going to have 6 of these. So these are 50-litre, they're 50 by 30 by 30, and I've built this so they're going to go sort of long ways into the rack itself. I'm probably going to put covers over these, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use the plastic. I might actually get someone to sew me a little curtain together that I can just sort of draw the curtains on, just to hit the light back, really, more than anything. I'm after some. I'm probably gonna destroy this name. I'm after a pair of Discrossus filamentosus, the filament checkerboard, but everywhere I've asked, they've gone, oh, they're really expensive. They're not really expensive. They're expensive if they know you want some. You know what I mean? So it's they're not they're not expensive. I wouldn't mind a little trio of Juvies and sort of see how I go with those, but that's my latest video, doing that build, but I'd build it with my grandson, so it's sort of nice talking through that with him. It does have, I'll show you this actually, it does have that filter on it, which is just a USB powered sponge, just low flow. The tank's 45 gallon, it's 20 gallon. Whether it'll be enough, I mean, it's not going to be overloaded, but Higer sent me that. Well, they asked me to choose, that's what I chose. It has been cycling in a tub for weeks, so it's cycled, but there may have been an ammonia source from when I was soaking all the botanicals, because there's loads of wood and everything in there that were soaking in that bucket down there. And I was thinking about when I'm doing water changes, I don't want to, when I'm doing water changes, I don't want to lose the black water. I want to keep the black water. So I'm actually going to use that bucket and soak wood. Yeah, you'd be late, Craig, middle of the night or early morning. So I'm gonna prep my water change water. So the water change water is black water, or use something like Ista black water extract. I've got a few black water extracts I can try, but there's a little project going with this one. So John, who's in the chat, has done a no water change with his PRL. And as you guys know, I've always struggled with PRL. I've gone from hundreds down to nothing and then up to hundreds again. But I am going to not water change this at all. And I'm not going to feed it other than maybe a sprinkler back to here and there. And make sure there's leaves in there all the time, which obviously there is, and just see what happens. Appreciated, Craig. Thank you very much. 6:40 in the morning. I was up early today. My daughter's got and yeah, somebody else said that rubiosity. My daughter's got an XL bully, and those of you in the UK will probably know that they sort of banned them, so you have to sort of register them and get them neutered before they're so old. So she's had to go and get her dog neutered today. It had its second season, and she had it neutered today, and the dog's moody. Mind you, so would I be if someone took all my bits away from me as well. That's the other problem doing it with doing it on here. You can't zoom into nothing. You can only get close type thing. Let's undo that. See how close we can get without losing image quality. Haven't fed these today, so they're. Let's see what we can get onto. Yeah, John's coming up Saturday. he's kindly gave me a load of Neo Caridina. He's getting rid of all his Neos. Appreciated, Craig. Really is appreciated. 6:40 in the morning. So as I say, I had to get up early this morning to take the pooch into the vets, and it hemorrhaged while it was in surgery, and the wound was weepy when we picked her up. So they wanted to go back in at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I'm not going to get a line tomorrow morning either, which is a shame. How you doing, Shrimp? Female, so it was womb ovaries the lot. But my daughter, my daughter actually, when she spoke to the vet, she said, "Have you had to shave her arm?" And I said to my daughter, "Dogs don't have arms." She went, "They do, the front ones." I says, "No, the legs, they're quadrupeds." How you doing, Roy? You okay? So Don Roach won the t-shirt. I'm not sure if he'll have it actually. So if he doesn't, I might redraw it. But I'll speak to him, and he's a personal friend. He's a close personal friend, and he doesn't keep fish, but I know he wants to, but his missus won't let him. He's had some really nice stuff over the years as well. How you doing, James? You're awake. So yeah, 1,000 subs. The hard work. I think in our niche as well. I think it's really hard work unless you're somebody. I think there was a couple of the big channels. Either took ages to get big, or they had a bit of luck in lockdown, and loads of people were bored and buying online aquatic stuff. Yeah, I don't know if he'd wear it. To be honest, he's a big lad. I don't know if my t-shirts go to that size. They will. He'll kill me for saying that. I'm bigger than he is, and they fit me. I don't even know where my genetics one is. Mrs. has washed it and put it away somewhere. I did have a nice find in the week, and I wasn't sure. I'd got a clump of moss in one of my tanks that I didn't recognise, but I knew where the little bits of boost had come from, and I was convinced that it was a nice lump of boost moss, which doesn't really have a name. It's as rare as hen's teeth, and it is boost moss. So I think the next thing for me is have a good clear out of my shrimp tanks, get rid of a load of mixed, and I mean, once I finish that rack, that is, there's no more shrimp going on that rack. They're all going to be, apart from the bottom row, they're all going to be dwarf cichlids of some description. Although the other 20, yeah, it is hard. It's quite a small niche, as I think, but yeah, try and improve the lines and the genetics that I've got. So I've got one tank that's starting to produce really nice German spotted, red German spotted pintos. But Jane Shrimp Factory has got some absolutely stunning, if he's still got them, blue spotted head pinto or black spotted head pinto, which I've not really seen. I think he's also got some ocean blues, which are nice. But you guys know me. I'll find a way to squeeze something else in here. Even if I get rid of the isopods and put another rack where they are, I'll work something out. Don't worry. And ultimately, if I build a timber rack for the frogs, I've got a spare metal rack that would fit exactly where that one goes. Oh, I wish I could organise. I wish I knew what they were. There's so many. I've got so many different. I know what's in here. I know one of the ones in here. I know one of the ones in here, but this one here. In fact, I know a couple of them in here. Where's my other one? I know a few of them, but not all of them. This tank here has got some nice boosies, but I couldn't tell you what they are at all. Thanks, Food Fan. I couldn't tell you what. I know what the one at the back is here, the one with the flower. This one here, that's a Kedagang. That was a 1-2 grow pot that I've had for about 3 years. So yeah, that's definitely a Kedagang. I've got an apple something somewhere. I've also got a Metallica, a Purple Rain, a Dwarf Tears, a Godzilla. They do need a bit of a dip in some. A tour of my fish room. It take you all of 30 seconds. So I think John and James are coming on Saturday. I think those guys are coming over on Saturday for a natter and a coffee. But if anyone's passing and I'm about, my family life's hectic, if I'm honest, if I'm well. But if anyone's passing, I'm in Tamworth, I am. Hi up, Rob. How are you, buddy? So we just started with a draw. Rob will have already seen my black water because we talk not every day, but most days we message each other. Meeting in a pub could get messy. Meeting in a pub could get messy. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm Tamworth anyway, not Telford. But Telford's not too far. Probably 50 minutes, 45, 50 minutes. I do need to get over to. I think I'm going to go over to. So Tim from Shrimp Cove. I've been chatting with Tim from Shrimp Cove, and I do need to get. There's a big aquatic store not far from where he's based, and I was on somebody's live on TikTok, and they were at that store, and I actually said, "Ask him if he's got any of these," and they said no, but we can get them into order, so I might go in and order them. Hi, Alfish, how are you? Yeah, you're not wrong. Although you'd probably hit, I don't know, depends which way you come up. If you come up the 40, you'd go up the M6, M54 to Telford. If you come up the 40, you'd go 40, M42 to Tamworth. Tamworth's definitely nearer. I used to go down to Brentford every Monday and come home on a Friday. So I worked in Brentford for ages with I did a big project with London Concrete down by the GlaxoSmithKline headquarters, literally opposite, well, on the side road. So just in fact, can you put that in there? Oh, you can put the chat in, but you lose half the picture. Yeah, so M40, M42. M40 is not a bad road. I've never really had any bad problems on the 40. My brother-in-law had been in India for about 3 months, and he bought a phone to use while he was out there. And I've tried to ring him, couldn't get hold of him, and just by chance I rang him. Just by chance I rang him on his UK number, and he answered it, and he says, "I says, you back in the UK?" He says, "Yeah." I says, "When did you get back?" He said, "Just." That's what, today? He said, "No, literally just. I've just got off the plane in Heathrow." And I says, "How you getting?" Yeah, I agree with that, garden mechanics. I said, "How you getting back?" I said, "Is so and so picking you up?" He said, "No, I'm going to wait for a coach." And I says, "Do you want me to come and fetch you?" It was a Saturday afternoon, late afternoon one Saturday. And he went, "No, no, I'll get a coach." And I says, "Do us a favour, find out what time." Not yet, not yet, Rebecca. Um, I says, "Find out what time your coach is. If I can get there before your coach would leave, I'll come. If it's going to take me longer to get there than you're already on a coach, get a coach." He rang me back. He says, "The coach is at midnight." And I went, "You joking?" He said, "No." I said, "I'm on my way." And I don't know what it's. I mean, I'm going back a few years. There's no speed cameras on the 42, on the 40. There was on the 42. And I reckon I've done Heathrow in just over an hour from here. I flew down that M42. You've got to be careful. But I absolutely flew down the 40. And I was buzzing, like really looking forward to speaking to him and having a natter. And he literally got back on the M25, heading round till we got on the 40, and he fell asleep. And I woke him back up in Coventry. He lives in Coventry. But I woke him back up in Coventry. I was wounded. Let's have a look through that. Yeah, I agree, Sam. Say if anyone's passing, drop me a message. And you're welcome to pop in if I'm about. Um, so with the t-shirts, they're a merchandising company that I use. So the idea of them is that you buy them from the merchandiser, they print them and ship them, and I get a little kickback off them, so I don't hold them. I did initially, when I did the first GB lot, I actually bought a load, but it's just storage. You have to sort of hold, a few of each size, and it's sort of dead money sat there. So um, I've got two. I've got two. Um, I've got two stores with merch. One of them is called Mercher, Merchr. I think there's a link on the website to that. And then the other one is Spreadshop. So the Spreadshop one is the one that's linked to the YouTube channel, which is the one with the genetics one on. I don't care. They've got to prove that. No traffic police. They've got to prove that I was doing it. I might be lying. I wish I had 100 bills, Craig. Do you know this method of doing lives on Restream would be would be sound if you're on a tablet, because I'm only on a standard size phone. It's not even an XL phone. But yeah, if they'll do all sizes. I think there's a size guide on there as well. So I'm large, super large, and the thing I've always struggled with is most 3XLs fit me, but not in length. So I end up going 4XL. If I buy Turkey Tearaways, when I go to Turkey, which I haven't been for a couple of years, I have to buy a 7XL in Turkey, but they're really long, but they're good. Although if I buy genuine Adidas, 2XL fit me. %25 on steel, etc. taxes. I think the spread shop stuff's done in Europe and shipped from Europe. So when I can actually set that shop up to be, you can either set it up for UK, Europe, or US, depending on where your market is. I'm not sure if the spread shop one is still available in the US as well. And I don't know if I could set up two, probably. So I know when I bought myself a t-shirt, I end up getting a bit of the money back. I could kick back from it. But yeah, they're on my shop anyway. They're linked. If you click one of the t-shirts on the YouTube channel, it should take you to the spread shop. You can actually add things to them. So I think with that spread shop one, you can drop your name on it, or you can tweak them and add different stuff to the print. I don't think they charge anymore. So you can customize it, is probably the better explanation. And the only reason I set up the spread shop one as well is because I can't link my Mercher one to YouTube. It's got to be, you can only link certain merch shops into YouTube. So I had to set up a spread shop one. The hardest thing I've had to do lately was I set up TikTok shop. I only put a few products on there. A few of them were ceramics, like shrimp tubes and cubes and domes and stuff like that. And when I set it up, you sort of follow TikTok's process. And I ended up having to ship through a courier in the UK called Every. And I think they're called Every because they either damage or smash up every 1 in 3 of your parcels. And because I'm classed as shipped by seller, not shipped by TikTok, I have to chase the courier for refunds. You can't get hold of them at all. Rob's got one shirt, not that one. I should send him one though, but I've managed to set. I had a row with TikTok, so I spoke to one of their agents, and they says, "Well, have you got proof that it wasn't shipped out that way, and the state of this box?" And I said, "Are you having a laugh? I'm supposed to take a photo of every parcel I send in case your courier smashes it up." I said, "You're having a laugh, taking the pee." I said, "I'll shut the shop," and I actually took all my products out the shop, and then did a bit of research, and I have managed to set it up so that it ships with Royal Mail, and it automatically goes into my Royal Mail account, print the label, updates the order in TikTok. Had my first one yesterday doing it that way, but I tell you what, you have to be felt like you have to be a rocket scientist to work it out, because it don't make it easy. Every's not fit for purpose. Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to ask the person who got the last parcel, if I can. I'll blur the address out. I'm going to ask him if I can use the photo they sent me, because there was a video that I wanted to do for here, and it was, is TikTok shop worth doing for a small business, something like that, and go through the pitfalls that I found. I know it detracts a little bit from the purpose of my channel. For purposes of my channel, but it's things you learn along the way, you know. And if I can sort of share that and stop somebody else having the heartache. I mean, it wasn't even a lot of money. The thing that bothered me was, if I send a parcel out to somebody and it arrives damaged, they can't ask for a refund for the damaged items. They can only do a return. So then I'm paying for the postage for it to come back, and it's smashed to bits. So not only have they broke my products that I've had to refund, I've got no way of claiming that money back because you can't get hold of the courier. And then I'm having to pay to send my smashed items back to myself. That's going to go in the bin. It's ridiculous. So there was no way that was going to happen. I was definitely going to get paid to that. Let's I don't know how much you'll get from here, but let's flip the camera around. I'm not going to stand much longer because my back's killing. But let's flip the camera and put you on this black water. I think once I get the other little fish in that are going to be active. Oh wow, that's a good reflection, isn't it? I think once I get the yeah, that's hello. Let me see if I can tap the back light. Then once I get the other fish in here that I'm after, yeah, it's still got loads of reflection. Once I get the fish in, I think you probably can't even see them. I can just make them out at the back. So there's a dozen cardinals in here. Shame this is I can't get a good picture of that. Don't know if they'll come out. I don't really want to feed them because there is a touch of ammonia in here. Let's give them a little pinch of that. If they get a sniff of food, they're like blooming piranhas. They have been fed though. Let's have a look. The pothos is definitely growing. It's got a golden pothos. Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry I missed it out of the order. You were in it, Rob? You were in the giveaway? It was all you had to do to be entered into the giveaway was come on to one of the last few lives and speak and say hi in the comments, and you did. So you were automatically entered into it. It might get redrawn. I'll speak to my buddy Don. And this this tank actually. So this is a 90 litre scaper kit, and I'd got the tank. I'd had the tank ages, and it was at my daughter's. Got two of them. One's in the house that's going to come in here, and one was at my daughter's, and she yeah, he was, yeah, and she put it in the shed and broke it, and insisted that she buy me a new one, and I let her. Yeah, you want 1K in cash, Rob? I wish I had a K in cash. It'd get spent. I've got 6 more tanks to buy, but that won't take me long to get those 6. I've stuck 2 pink ram's horns in an empty tank below, and I can already see pockets of. I don't mind them, but I can already see loads of snail eggs on the glass. They've only been in there a few days. It would have been interesting if somebody outside of the UK would have won it, because I'd have probably got over my fear of shipping internationally. I'm not shipping glass from the UK. Definitely not with Every either. I wish these little cardinals had come out. I don't know if that would be a better. Don't know if that would be a better. The reason I did it this way was because when I come into the room, I can see that side of the tank and that side of the tank. Let's read that comment from Rob a sec. Oh, wow. Has he managed to treat him, Rob? So, yeah, that was the idea of that tank, so that when I come into the room, that's what I'm greeted with. And I'm convinced 12 cardinals are enough in there. They are coming out. I'm convinced that 12 is enough. And I think once I've got the other things that I want in there scurrying around, I think they'll come out and be less likely to hide. To be honest, Craig, if you'd have been in it and you'd have won, it would have got shipped. That's why I stuck to a T-shirt, to be honest, because it's probably one of the easier items to ship. That's my nipper buys stuff from Australia. I'm trying to think of the clothing line. It's a YouTube crew. He buys stuff from us. Thanks, Fishcapades. Yeah, I've been looking at. It is Taloa, Rob. Yeah, it's actually 2 pieces of Taloa. So I bought 2 pieces. Drilled a hole in the thicker stem of the 2 pieces, whittled down the end of the other one, and sort of. I didn't bind them. I haven't glued them. I've just sort of pushed them together. What's the name of that? Childish is the brand. So he buys quite a lot of. It's called Childish, the brand. I think they're a YouTube crew, and he buys quite a bit of stuff. Takes about 2 weeks, he reckons. Hi, Johnny. So we did the draw at the start of here, and it was won by a personal friend. I've said that if he doesn't have it, I'll redraw it. So keep them peeled. But yeah, I used when I used to work at aquatic store in my late teens, early 20s. There was a lad that worked there on a weekend. He was at uni, and he was mad into his Amazon fish. And his parents were minted, and all around his house he'd got 6 foot tanks all over the place. And he got this Pleco tank with loads of other stuff in, and it was proper thick tannins. And at the time, I never really liked it. I thought, oh, it just looks like dirty water. But I think as I've got older, I've started to appreciate more that that's a natural environment, and there's not much that grows in it. I mean, I've only got a very thin layer of sand in it anyway. I've only got a very thin layer of sand. I have got a bag of soil in the back right corner and a bit of driftwood to keep the tannins going underneath that tallow wood. I mean, the wood will change anyway. Thanks for the gift. Much appreciated. So yeah, the tank that I want to put next to it. And again, I think it's how things change, and how I love cichlids. I love the nature of cichlids and the character of cichlids, but obviously I'm limited to space, so I can only really go dwarf. So 6 of the tanks are going to be, I think 3 of them are going to be dwarf and 3 of them are going to be greats. I'm hoping to breed some dwarfs. There is a small cichlid going to go in here if I can find them. And then next to it, we were chatting to Rob. I've been looking at. I obviously keep and sell some snails, just ramshorns and stuff, really. But I either get rid of those, or I keep a neutral / slightly hard water tank. I probably could do them in the neo tanks. To be honest, I probably could keep them in the neo tanks. But I've been looking at live bearers, so the tank next to it might be completely different. Why is that, Craig? Just because of the Medicines Authority just being mad strict on that? So would it get stopped by Customs General Cure? There's a big thing in the UK at the moment, not necessarily for the fish, the aquatics trade, but definitely for the veterinary trade, where there's there's an investigation going on, government based, I think, with meds pricing and profiteering through some veterinary practices, profiteering for meds that should be like a few dollars or pounds in the UK, and they're charging extortionate prices for them because you can only get them from a vet. That's what you need to do then, Craig. Just get loads of different people from the States to send it. Hope that one of them gets through. Oh, you can see them. You can actually see them. I can actually see them better on camera than I can. Then I came through the glass. I went to so I did this tank on Saturday with my grandson and his other grandmother. It was his other granny's birthday, so my daughter was sort of really pestering me to hurry up with him and send him back. And we went to a main head of aquatics, so a big sort of um, it's a chain, but they're like McDonald's. They're not owned by that chain. It's like a franchise. And when I went there before, they had some fantastic stuff. It was really good. And I went there first the weekend, and it was absolutely rubbish, like super rubbish. They had a tank full of cardinals, not for sale. There must have been 2,000 cardinals in the tank, not for sale. Nothing else. Nothing else. It was all proper rubbish. And I ended up going to a local. I think there's 11 actually. I don't think the kid could count where I went and bought these from. I think so. I bought a dozen, and I'm sure. The irony is, I could probably import myself, but the irony is, I only counted 11. But it might be my counting. I might have, when I had a few in the net out the bucket after I acclimated them. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So put it in the room. So when you walk in, that's what you see first of all. 20 gallon, 20 UK gallon, 90 litre. And at the moment, all I've got in there is ammonia. So I have got a bit of an ammonia spike in there, but it's low pH, so it'll be ammonium. It's low pH, it'll be ammonium. I am going to put my golden pothos. So the plan is, let's see if I can show you this. So that inch plant will probably be moved, but I'm going to put the pothos of this corner and probably have it trailing and clip it, so it sort of grows along the front, or I might take it up and across. I don't know yet. But yeah, it's took a couple of days to clear. It was quite it was hazy for a bit. Rob saw it. I sent Rob some pictures. As I say, it took a while to clear. I ended up putting some a small Seachem Tidal on it with some filter floss in, just to sort of clear the fine particles. But the botanicals have been soaking for ages. I have literally just threw a whole packet of Indian almond leaf in a bucket, 10 of them. Yeah, I'll get mine direct. So there's a few things I get from that supplier, and I'll be putting an order in soon. But I want to get some mangosteen leaves as well. They're quite thick. So yeah, I will need to do an order through her soon. I was a bit paranoid at first because they wanted me to put money in a UK bank, and I've been stung before. So I ended up, what they did is they asked me to cover postage and then pay for the goods when they arrived. And that's sort of how we built the trust with them. I've had a few orders from them. But I ordered a load of cholla from the States, and your man done me for $500. Got robbed $500. So I'm going to throw a question out to you guys before we wrap up. Then I know what I'm putting in here, but what would you guys put in here? It's a 20 gallon. Yeah, what was it called? The Cholla Shepherd? Oh, he shepherded my money. So what would you guys go for? And it needs to be Amazon Basin. So at the moment I've got 12 cardinals in there, and there's a centerpiece fish or fishes and a bottom dwelling, well, sort of a bottom dwelling active fish that I want, a mid to top dwelling fish that I want, and something that might clean the glass that I want. Oh, I need to look at those. Croaking gourami, wrong part of the world. Sparkling gouramis, they're Asia, not South America. I do like sparkling gouramis. They're a really nice fish. Underrated. And again, if you can find them. So what? I'm stripping the tank down in the house, and that's coming in here. And the pair of Apisto cockatoides will be going into a breeding tank. And in there, I've got 3 Ottos, which I think are going to come into here. I've got 1 pygmy Cory, so he's going to get half a dozen mates, just to have a little bit of mooching around the bottom activity. And the only other thing that I might put, I'm obviously getting a small cichlid of some description, or a pair of small cichlids of some description. But the only other thing that I'm thinking of putting in here, and it's something I've never kept, and it's a type of pencil fish, maybe a dwarf pencil fish. 4 or 5 of those mid-water. So a little shoal, etc. Few pencil fish, dwarfs, pygmy Corys, 3 or 4 Ottos. The only thing about the Ottos is because it's black water, it's probably unlikely to algify. So they'll have to be, I mean, they don't just eat algae, but they'll have to be supplemented. But they do come from that region. I'm going to have a look at the Abacaxis. So I've got 2 species of Apisto to buy as well. Or maybe one, because I think I've settled on 1. And I don't know whether to go for Borellis, or what was the one you were supposed to get, Rob? Was it Vieca 2? And they sent you something different, or were you buying something different and they sent you Vieca 2s? Can't remember. I was only coming on this live stream for half an hour. I'll run till past, guys. It's 28 minutes past. So yeah, what was that dwarf Apisto that you bought from Sims, Rob, and they sent you the wrong one? So I want to be careful about what I put in here. What I put in here needs to be quite hardy, because if the cichlids that I'm putting in do decide to breed, I want fish that can evade them and isn't going to predate on their eggs or their fry. I mean, I might have to scoop the fry if they do. But right, you lovely people, much appreciated. Thank you everybody for your support. And keep an eye out, because when I speak to Don, if he doesn't want a t-shirt, I'll redraw it. And I need to add Craig in, because he's been on a stream now as well. And Rebecca, actually. I think Rebecca was in it. So thanks, everybody. I'm going to end there. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.